It's Perp back with another video, and I finally got around to watching episode 7 of American Horror Story 1984. But before I get to this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and follow me on Twitter at PerpMinded420. Now, it was a struggle getting this all together. I'm starting to get a fucking headache, so I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible because, man, just my head is starting to pound. The struggle is real, but finally I'm able to talk about this episode. There's a lot of stuff going on in this episode. I love it. So starting off with a flashback to 1948, Camp Gold Star, we get a little bit more backstory on Mr. Jangles, or aka Benjamin, and thank God we get to see Lily Rabe again. She's a phenomenal actress. She plays Mr. Jangles' mom, and she's the type of mom that plays favorites and kind of shits all over Benjamin, or Mr. Jangles' character. An incident happens at the camp where Benjamin's younger brother, or Mr. Jangles' little brother, gets killed. And this was an interesting twist because this reminded me of Friday the 13th. But with a twist. So then we head over to Brooke and Donna, and Donna's kind of trying to take care of Brooke. Brooke's not really trusting her and is just wondering what she's doing. Why has she brought her back to life, pretty much, or just spared her? And she kind of tells her, I seen the ugly side of things and I'm just trying to make it right. Don't know how much I believe of that, but then they go to the skating ring and they're having a good time. Brooke's been locked up for like 5 years, so she hasn't really got to experience this. Then we get introduced to Dylan McDermott's character, Bruce. Very shady dude. Helps them, start their car, and, at first they didn't want him in the car, or, he was just pretty much trying to hitchhike a ride. He starts acting really weird, telling these weird stories, and Brooke is just automatically ready to stab this dude before they get pulled over by the cops. And the cops ask them, like, are you guys okay? And she pretty much tells the cop no, and then Bruce just takes out a gun, shoots him, he's dead, they get away. But I'll come back to that very shortly in this review. Going over to Mr. Jangles, he heads up at Camp Redwood, gets jumped, and he's just surrounded by all the people that he killed. And I wanted to say something. Am I tripping? Is that Evan Peters? Didn't he say he's not going to be in this season? But for him to be a background actor and stuff is pretty interesting. Let me know if y'all caught that. And Mr. Jangles starts to tell everybody the backstory on his mother. And this was an interesting twist to the whole entire story. This changes everything. And he's the one that had to kill her. Also, he explains that the massacre in 1970 wasn't the first one. The first one was actually done by his mother. And, Montana kind of felt sympathetic for the meantime. I still wouldn't trust her. I feel like I have a theory that this is all, a part of Mr. Jangles' mom's plan. But, Mr. Jangles goes to confront his mother, and Lily Rabe is just a fucking beast and just gives a amazing performance. Like, you could just feel the hatred she has for her son, and just, this was really heartbreaking. And just, man, this really was incredible. This was definitely the highlight of the episode, just everything with Mr. Jangles and his mother. But going back to Brooke, and she's being held up by Bruce and gives her pretty much an ultimatum, like, I'll blow your brains off unless you drive away right now, because Donna's hogtied pretty much to the back of this truck. But Brooke is able to outsmart him and saves Donna. They tie him to like this pole. She chops his thumbs off so he can't hitchhike no more. And you really just see how changed Brooke has become since the first episode. She's not a pushover no more, and she's just got a mission. She wants to get revenge on Margaret for setting her up for a murder. And man, Emma Roberts is looking phenomenal in this episode. Just beautiful, just beautiful. But anyways, back at Camp Redwood, Margaret and everybody is setting up. Trevor and Margaret kind of have a back and forth. It's not too long, but they have a kind of back and forth. Then Trevor gets kind of distracted because he sees Montana. And now I wonder how this is going to play out for the rest of this season. We have 2 episodes left, so I'm wondering if Montana is going to use Trevor or trick him into doing something, or she might end up trying to kill him. Who knows? I don't get that energy off her. But going back to, Camp Redwood, and just the Night Stalker shows up, kills the performer that's supposed to be performing at this music festival, and he makes mention, like, once you sign that contract, you signed your life away. Pretty much, you sold your soul. So the episode ends with Mr. Jangles kind of just reflecting on life and just really shocked that this all is because of his mother. His mother's the one that kind of manipulated Margaret to kill all those kids back in the 70s. And now, he has to deal with the Night Stalker. And like, this is why I said this, I feel like this is all part of her plan. She might have talked to Montana and all them and said, hey, we're going to trick Mr. Jangles into killing himself. And this is what he did. He killed himself because she makes mention that, the Night Stalker is messing with forces that you can't even deal with. You made a deal with him, so why not kill yourself so you pretty much live forever? And, with his power, he could pretty much make you non-existent. But I love this episode. I love that we got so much backstory on Mr. Jangles and his mother. We got to see a lot of OG characters from past seasons. Brooke is turning into a savage. How will things play out for the last 2 episodes? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'm out. Peace.